Hello everybody and welcome to today's video, where today is an extra special video because we are celebrating something. So if you didn't already know this, I have written 2 books and they are both fiction, but my first one is called Deeper Than Blood and it came out last year on this day, August 22nd, 2022. So I wanted to do something a little bit special for it because it's my first book, and I feel like no matter what, your first book is always your biggest accomplishment, whether that be it's a bestseller or you have a different book that's a bestseller. Your first one will always be so special. So I wanted to do something to celebrate it, just something small. If you couldn't already tell from the thumbnail, I created a new cover for it. And this, just like the symbolism in it is like, you can't really see because a lot of things are layered, but it's definitely there. Like here, obviously, like this is supposed to represent Hennessy because she has a lot of self battles that she was trying to get through. And even though she was a good character and she was supposed to be a sweetheart, she did have those inner demons, so that is kind of what this is. And I was like, I thought this was so perfect. And then let's see what else is in here. Over in this area you can kind of see there's like a lot of like mafia like related symbolism. There's money, like alcohol, guns, like everything that's kind of like the mafia aesthetic. And then in this corner right here, you can't really see him because he got faded out, but this is supposed to be James. There's supposed to be a guy right here that you could see, but you can't really see it that well. It's there, but it's supposed to be James, and he's kind of on the top with all of like the big business mafia aesthetic type things. And yeah, you can kind of see his arm, that's about it. But then on the top we have the 1-year anniversary. The title, or not the title, but the like font is very similar to the font here, if not the same. Oh, by the way, this is the original. I love the original so much because it's just so like, not basic, but it's just like, it's classic. Clearly you can see it's a romance, if you want to call it that. I wrote Deeper Than Blood originally to be a romance, and then I'm always saying that the story writes itself, the characters write themselves, so it kind of just came out to be more of like a mafia drama with a hint of romance. Like, I would say it was more like love interest than romance. To me, those are different things. So yeah, clearly if you want to take it like, this is Hennessy, this is James, it could be Donnie, I don't know, whatever you think Hennessy's love interest is. But yeah, so this is the original, and I still like, I love the revamped cover. I think it looks so cool, and it's also like, I've came a long way with designing the covers. It's not perfect by any means. There are definitely some things I would change. I'm not a professional. I did take a design class in high school, but that's as far as it goes. I know my way around Photoshop, but I'm not a professional. So clearly, like, some things don't line up, but that's okay. I think these both are very similar to each other. Oh, I forgot to say, this part, we'll get to the back and the spine in a second. This part is so cool because it's one of the biggest details on the cover of the book, where if you look closely, it's kind of hard to see it on camera, but it's like the black and then it fades into like this like red, which is supposed to be like the original cover, like this part, and mostly just like this fading like that, and it fades onto this cover, and then if we go to the back side, it continues onto the back, and that's supposed to be like the original is still with us and creeping through, you know. Speaking of the back though, this is the back. It's remotely the same. I just put my original picture, and when I took like a year ago the promotional pictures, or like whatever you want to call it, for the original book, I thought it would be perfect and only right to put that picture right here with the about the author. Everything is literally the same. We'll get into more of that in a second, but let's first show off the spine. The spine needs its own moment because it again shows how far I've come. Like, the cover is cool, right? But the spine, we're gonna do a little comparison. So this is what the spine looks like, and it's just I love the spine because again, it just shows how far I've come. This is the original, right? We put them together. Like, oh my gosh, it just is so crazy to me because when I first started in my self-publishing journey, I did it all on my own, completely self-taught. I was able to pass what I learned on to my mom when she put out her book, which I will leave that in the description because she just put it out recently and I think you all should check it out. It's called Peace in the PM. But I was able to like pass what I learned in all of like the struggles I went through putting out this one and Haunting Spot. But you can see like the spine and like the font is very generic. It's very looks like default. So the fact that I was able to like figure out like how to create my own spine, my own cover, like I created this cover, but it was very like simple compared to this, and this. This is like, I wanted to spice it up a little bit, and so I added the red like lettering. But yeah, literally this, like, it's not boring, it's classic. We're gonna call it classic, okay? But this just, it shows how far I've came. And I think the spine is the perfect symbolism for that. And it's funny because on the original book, even with Haunting Spot 2, Haunting Spot ended up being so much littler than I thought. So actually, it's right here. There's no like on the side. And it might be because it's a paperback, but it's little. She's little and there's no like spine, basically. No letters on the spine. So no spine title. There's a different name for it, but you know what I mean. And I always like, I wanted to put like a little symbol here between the title and the author name, and I was able to do that, and I thought it'd be perfect just to put a little one and a heart to represent the 1-year anniversary. Going into a different topic though, this is by no means a sequel. This is literally the same exact book. I did a little bit of adjustments on the inside just to make sure everything lined up still and like that everything was still working out. I had to change stuff on the copyright page, but literally it is the same exact manuscript just put into this cover. So it is not a sequel. Will there be a sequel one day? I don't know. I think there's more of a chance there will be a prequel and a side story on Leland, James, and Joe, because I have a cover in mind for that and I can write a story based on that. Doesn't matter, right? So this is not a sequel. That would be pretty cool if it was, but it is not. I feel like it is not right to do a sequel yet because I have some big things coming, and I can't say what it is. I can't say what it is, but there's some big things coming, and plus, I didn't write one. There's not one coming yet. I hate to say it, but Deeper Than Blood, the storyline is put on pause for now. But I will say the closest thing that there is to a sequel is, oh, I forgot about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see. Somewhere in the back of the book, there's like 3 chapters, and that is supposed to be like the sequel part. I call it like a mini continuation, just so like, oh, I found it. There's, I don't know how many pages it is, but there's 3 chapters in the back of the book once you finish the story that is supposed to serve as the sequel, just so it's like you get closure kind of in case there was never to be a sequel. You will find out what happens to Hennessy, what happens to the rest of the family, what are they doing this time after the story ends, and it's meant to be closure. But also, speaking of the ending, I forgot that I put this here, but I did make one big change, and in the back of the book, the 1-year anniversary, there is a little just message and both covers together, and I just thought it was like a nice touch for in this one to put like a little 1-year anniversary, like thank you, and just that. Also, this version of Deeper Than Blood has a dedication page where the first one does not, and it just says, to all the people who supported the first release of this book and the ones who are here for the ride. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this little like showing it off, and I'm going to just put in some like clips of when I was taking pictures for this book. Even then, I'm thinking I might redo the pictures, some of them, but yeah, I will leave all of the links in the description for this one and this one. Haunting Spot will be down there too, but this is not a Haunting Spot video. Haunting Spot's 1-year anniversary is not coming up yet. We still have a few more months, but this is just such a special time, and I can't believe it's already been a year. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to pick up both copies if you want to of the Deeper Than Blood collection. Start your little collection, because I'm sure one day there will be more revamped covers and maybe even a revamped story. But anyways, enjoy these little clips. And yeah, okay, I never know how to end videos, but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and if you buy either one of these books, both of them, anything that I create, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.